Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So we got some news to talk about in regards to the redistricting war. And I say redistricting war because Democrats do not like when we do something and then they found out that, oh, wait, it backfired because now Republicans are retaliating. Apparently, Republicans are reacting to the two districts. Rightfully, we have, of course, Louisiana 6 and Alabama 2 going to Democrats. They redistrict those seats last year. Solid Republican seats and efforts to make them blue. They justify this using race, as they always do, and the Supreme Court let them do it. But apparently, the Democratic Party is mad because they found out the hard way. When they F around, they're going to have to find out. They found out. Because now Republicans are taking two states, Texas and Ohio, and they're going to be redistricting them, picking up multiple seats. This goes as far as we have here Wisconsin, as Democrats were hoping to redistrict Wisconsin 3. However, the Supreme Court of Wisconsin has denied to hear that case, but that goes as the plans of redistricting Texas and Ohio were made before the decision of the Wisconsin Supreme Court was made. But Republicans are going to keep them. Now, Democrats are crying. They're boohoo-whining and crying because they found out that Republicans now have skin. They have skin in the game. They are retaliating for taking those two districts, and they're retaliating even harder. And they're saying, oh, well, Gavin Newsom, low testosterone Gavin Newsom, who tries to act like a man, is saying that, oh, if you redistrict it, I'm redistricting California, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of hard to do that because California population's kind of hard. I mean, sure, they could pick up the first district. All you got to do is add this part to the first district and such. And they probably would go, but then again, it's very unpopulated up here, so it's been already decided for them. Sorry, you picked up enough seats. Like, they can't threaten, like, J.B. Pritzker. It'd be very silly of him to say, oh, I'm going to redistrict Illinois. Well, Illinois has been 100% redistricted. Like Red Eagle said, it looks like spaghetti, and it's going to look nothing else like. What else do you want to pick up? District 16? How about you're probably going to expand District 16 all the way up here, but then you would have to give some northern Illinois to 17, District 17. That would make it more redder. So they've already reached their max limit in Illinois. They could go to New York to retaliate, but it doesn't look like New York also is pretty gerrymandered also. You got this seat up here. You have part of Westchester County, whatever it's called, in part of District 17. So that on itself should mean it goes Democrat, but it's not. You have Rockland County. It's really Republican now. You have Southern Ulster County. So on paper, you'd think 17 would be Republican. But Mike Lawler is pretty popular in this district, despite being more of a MAGA candidate, MAGA Republican that goes to CNN and just rips the Democrats apart every single time. I do think that Republicans, admit it or not, like it or not, they have the advantage in this. Now, Ohio is pretty much decided. This is pretty much the map everyone's kind of looking at. They're picking up 3 seats in this. What this would mean in Ohio specifically is, first of all, I do not think, like, Marcy Kaptur is just extremely weak. If you go back to the electoral history, she only has one Democrat county that really benefits her in the state of Ohio. And that county is going to be the county of Toledo, or Lucas County, which, of course, is a big college county, but it's not populated enough to keep that whole coastal red district Republican. Now, if you just do something as simple as add this part, connect this corner to this corner, and take out this block here, that would be pretty Republican, if you ask me. But District 9, this is California, not Ohio. But I do think that, Marcy Carpenter, she's probably going to lose regardless. It's just not favorable trends to her. It's swinging, that district is swinging to the right aggressively. And I think her time in the said House of Representatives is up. She probably knows that. And that seat, if regardless she runs or not, is going probably Republican. Just like a lot of people will think that Maine 2 will probably go Republican at the end of the day. How she probably won, you could say, this time around was likely, this is 2024, okay, here we go. She probably won this time around because of the Kamala vote of the college students of Toledo and Lucas County. They showed up and voted for her. That helped her. But ultimately, she won't have that. Of course, Ohio is a high propensity state for Republicans. So you would expect, okay, the college students in Ohio, they have in Toledo specifically, don't have a reason to get out and vote. The Democrats are the low propensity voter. So Carpenter's fate is kind of sealed regardless. So you would say, but you can't be too safe, right? You can't be too confident. Anything can happen, regardless. So it's pretty much saying that the 9th district could look like this, even though I don't think it's necessarily too smart to gerrymander it like this. Is a weird border here. Like, for sure, there's no putting it. This is Republican, as suggested, but I would say just connect these corners to these corners so we don't have to redistrict the whole thing, because then you got really messy map. But you also have District 1 also going to a likely margin, likely Republican. We got the 1st district here. This is District 1. Parts of Cincinnati, that's what qualifies right there. You also have the 8th district, which is now pretty much a likely now, but it's still pretty Republican. You also have the Michael Turner's district, the 10th district going likely Republican. The 15th is going to be likely Republican. So it's shaping out to look like a good map here. You also have the 13th district, because you add parts of Cleveland to the Democrat part of areas in Summit County. That's would basically seal up the 13th district. So Democrats in reality just have 2 districts in Ohio, Cleveland and the 3rd district of Ohio. But yes, there's obviously no doubt about it. It's pretty much locked and sealed in Ohio. Some say you might give take some parts here, makes it 14th somewhat compatible. Even the 6th district would get more compatible, but pretty much sealed for Republicans regardless. But this is what proposed map. And if they go through this, Republicans have a guaranteed a 211 seat pickup, or just in other words, hold of 211 seats. That is pretty much guaranteed. Republicans will flip 3 districts in Ohio. But what about Texas? Now, Texas is going to be interesting because it's now an endorsed plan by President Trump in the state of Texas. Greg Abbott's going with this, and this is why Democrats are crying, because Texas, no one really recognizes it, but it's technically a Democrat gerrymandered state. Why I'm talking about state counties like the districts like the 35th district. You take a look at that district, it's a ridiculous district. You have areas, Republican counties right here, Republican areas, but you got some suburbs in San Antonio, some metro, the more diverse areas in San Antonio, and more diverse areas in Austin. So it's a stretch, in other words, a rope connecting both cities. So that's gerrymandering right there. This would be Republican if it weren't for these diverse districts. So Democrats, of course, are mad. They're boohoo whining and crying for us rigging the maps, even though the maps were technically rigged against us in a red state. And technically, it's all right. It's our state. It's a Republican state. Republicans have the legislature. They can do it if they want. But Democrats don't want that. That takes away their power. And that takes away, of course, their base, like those diverse, low-income bases in the more metro areas in Austin and San Antonio, that the 35th district specifically. Yeah, okay, maybe Greg Seltzer's district is somewhat blue. It's true, they do have, I didn't realize they had this part. But obviously, no doubt about it, this is Travis County. We see what they're trying to do. They didn't need to add the stretch over here. So what would be the likely change? This is kind of my proposed map on what things would kind of look like. You'll see I even split El Paso, which would be more of, I would say, it would be more of a likely in this case scenario. But yes, El Paso would be more of a likely Republican. That's a pickup. The 14th district would be solid Republican, while the 15th would be more compatible than usual. You also have the 28th district. That is said to be pretty Republican now that I added this whole chunk up in the southern 23rd district to the said 15th district, getting out Henry Cuellar. He could be kicked out just because he's being convicted, but he's trying to act all nice to Trump, coming on CNN saying Trump was right about this, Trump was not. Yeah, he's trying to avoid jail time. He wants a pardon from DJT, and he probably knows he's going to lose re-election, and if he's cuddling up to Trump, upsetting his Democrat base, yeah, obviously, he knows more than ever that, yeah, his time's kind of up. It's probably done. But obviously, you got this district here. I added southern part of Texas. It went to Trump handily, but it is what's keeping Mr. Gonzalez in the said Congress. But no doubt about it, this is going to be Republican in the end of the day if they go through the map change. The 15th district, the 28th district, we added that. It's mainly Greg Kasar's district. There's no doubt about it. It does not have to be like this. Like, seriously. Tell me, Democrats, out of any places, why do you think, and why in the world would you put this together? So I would say, you know what? Let's add this to this. Have the rest of Travis County to San Antonio, to Austin. Okay. Put this together. So this goes away. Okay, so, and you got San Antonio, which is very Democrats, 90% Democrat. Doesn't need to be like that. Why can't you add more of those ghetto areas? There's a reason why they don't. So let's just say we put this would dramatically lower it to 80%. Got more of these, got the really Democrat areas, like downtown San Antonio, obviously. I would say put it all the way up here. The line, well, let's add white. Here we go. Yeah, so yeah, this is perfect. I think we got the line set. Uh, so obviously, this will stay Democrat. We are not aiming to flip San Antonio and stuff like that in those specific communities. But what we are looking at is this district right here. Now it's suddenly gotten very compatible. You just have this county, just one county only, and this is this county, I want to believe, down below, that is giving this to Democrats. But it's suddenly gotten pretty competitive. I would say it would be more Democratic, though. But here's how we can fix this. We can put this, like we can split this county in half, like, and put it with this district, very Republican district, about more people over there than in this area. So we can go ahead and put merge this with, don't know my districts in Texas, but that's the 21st district. Add that to the 21st district. Okay, so now you got this very Republican district now. This is pretty much winnable, but the deal is it doesn't have to look like this. Okay, it looks like we're gerrymandering. Instead, we can actually go and say, let's add this. Okay, so now it's gotten pretty Republican. And I would say maybe it'd be like more 60%. Okay? So that's how gerrymandering works. Because I can tell you, I hope the legislature gets rid of that. Because that's pretty obvious. You don't need to do a rope, a spaghetti string from Austin to San Antonio. That is unnecessary. Because Democrats do that. They know it. Because they know they're not going to win otherwise. They're not going to win that district otherwise. So here's my version of the district. That Republicans win it solidly in this case. So this is pretty much my version. There's that district. It originally was a string. The 35th district. It's now nestled over here. Perhaps you could go and make up for the other population taken by maybe taking this district to, or parts of, in other words, maybe take some of that district there. So you make up for population, because the deal is you have to have an equal amount of population in the census. It goes with the census. You have to have a certain number. You got to have a certain number of people, a certain percentage of people, and you got to do math. So it's very, very, very complicated. In other words, population can't really change. So that's why you can't necessarily grow the cities too much. But this is pretty much what I'm thinking the map would be. Now, some say, I heard that the legislature is suggesting to go after Houston. So actually, let's see, 35th district would be Republican, 15th, 27th district. District, yeah, that is. So yeah, obviously it's Republican. You got 215 seats guaranteed for Republicans. Gotta say, this is why Gavin Newsom. Okay, stupid. All right, so this is why people like Gavin Newsom are freaking out, because they know that their chances of picking up the House are done. And this is what they say. They're rigging the midterms! No, we're not. We're doing what Democrats did in 2024. They did the same thing to New York. There's a reason why we lost the 15th district. Democrats went and stole it. Democrats stole 2 seats in the South, and then they tried to steal one in Wisconsin. Don't tell me we're rigging the midterms. Republicans are fighting back. They're not the party they were during 2022. They were so timid. They were so scared of the backlash. Well, if Democrats can do it, obviously it's bias. It's response bias, in other words. But you might be wondering, how do we possibly win the Houston area? And because that's what Trump was saying. We pick up 8 seats. Half of them go from in the metro areas. Now, I do think it's possible. We're not obviously going to pick up all of them. I'm not sure how that would work. Jasmine Crockett's freaking out because her area is 100% African American. And she's freaking out because the Republicans might add some Republican districts to her area, like maybe this part. And I'm like, and that would result to this going Republican. That, like, for instance, unless her county and her district is much more liberal than what I actually think it is. You could add this part, which is a part of this district, minus that. I think it would be fine, and add it to that. It would result to more of a competitive battleground. Perhaps it's not solidly Democratic anymore. But you do have a problem. She does have downtown Dallas. But Dallas, on the other hand, is not as Democrat as everyone would want to think it is. It voted like not even 60% for Kamala Harris. So it is a complicated thing, but this is a best case scenario, or a realistic best case scenario you would probably get. A clean map. Southern Texas is Republican. You got El Paso. You got 4 pickups. And I think this suits for Republicans very well. This means that Republicans just need to pick up 3, and it could be anything, any seat. And honestly, I am just very confused on why there are some districts where Republicans are probably going to win, like the 7th district, Tom Keene. He's probably going to win. So in other words, Republicans will hold the House. So you got Virginia too. Republicans are getting popular over there. You got, of course, and you got John James district will probably show up to vote for him. Not to mention, Republicans are probably going to aim to pick up some seats like Jared Golden's seat. Okay? They might lose Tom Barrett's seat. They might hold on to Derek Van Orden's seats. You might have Million Miller Meeks. Her fate is kind of up in the air. But let's just say, in other words, she might, if she gets primaried out, Republicans will probably hold on to her seat. You also got David Schweikert. You got Republicans climbing and gaining outstandingly because of the redistricting. So, Democrats are saying, Republicans are redistricting because they know they're going to lose the midterm. Like, what? If we didn't redistrict, I bet you anything we'd still win. Not as much as what we would be doing right now, but I bet you anything, because Democrats have absolutely no room to make up, because we know they have one path only to take the House. Republicans have many paths. And not to mention, Democrats used to have as many paths because they had rural areas in 2018. Because they went dominantly so far left, those rural areas are now solid Republican districts. So, yeah, I don't think that you have what it takes to retake the House, Democrats. And sure, Democrats and that's the thing. Democrats, just need to gain 3 seats. They make it sound so easy. We just need to gain 3. Just pick up 3 seats, but that's difficult now, not just because of the redistricting. In other words, Democrats have to gain a net worth of 3, okay? Democrats need to gain a net worth of 3. In the 2024 election, Democrats gained a net worth of 2. You'll see. 2. Well, what about this time around? Will they gain a net worth of 2? Well, it was hard for them because, obviously, Republicans flipped areas like this district in Michigan. You got the district up here, the 8th district, the 7th district was flipped. You got, of course, the 2 districts in North Carolina. You got Alaska getting flipped. You got Gabe Evans' seat getting flipped. Gabe Evans won that election, flipping that Democrat seat. So it was kind of hard. They managed to pick up a net worth of 2, probably just because of Alabama and Louisiana. That's probably the more likely scenario. But if they hadn't redistricted, the net worth would have been the same. There would be no net worth. Democrats and Republicans would have no net worth. It would be equal. In other words, the seats before would match before 2024 would match the same outcome, which would be, in generality, Republicans 220, Democrats 213. But that was from the last election, but I want to believe 222 to 213. It would be the same result. There are no changes if Democrats didn't redistrict Louisiana and Alabama. But anyway, what do you guys think in regards to this video? It's hopeful news. Democrats are panicking. Gavin Newsom's threatening to redistrict. He could do that. And hopefully, Ron DeSantis, he retaliates and we can do some gerrymandering in Florida. This is what they want. This is what they want. They could take the L. They have to take the L on this. If they don't take the L, they're going to screw up really, really, really bad. Democrats attempted to take 4 seats, including, I'm adding Wisconsin 3. You already have New York 19, which was gerrymandered. It's a fact. It was gerrymandered in 2024. You got Louisiana, Alabama, and they try to take Wisconsin. This is what you get, Democrats. You can't expect this isn't the Republican Party of 2022. Republican Party under Trump is going to retaliate. They didn't retaliate 2024 because their agenda was to get Trump in the White House. This isn't a big deal. This isn't worth disorientating the base. We have to get us on track. But anyway, what do you guys think about this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.